This is K Anime doing a review on episodes 5 and 6 of My Dress Up Darling. Right now, the anime is halfway through its first season, and I'd say I'm a bit conflicted because 4 of the 6 episodes have been pretty good, all things considered, but 2 of the episodes have been incredibly bad, so it's caused a kind of jagged viewing experience for me. And one of those bad episodes happens to be episode 5. Like episode 2, episode 5 is so ridiculous that it distracts from the story. And the biggest source of this distraction was seen in the staircase scene. The only praise I can give the staircase scene was that it wasn't as long as the measurements from episode 2, but other than that, it was just as ridiculous, in my opinion. The jiggle physics were incredibly exaggerated, and the same boob bag gimmick was already repeated twice earlier in the episode. The moaning that she was doing when she was getting her back wiped was supposed to be for a cheap laugh, I guess. If the same scene had been done with 2 people who were dating or who had a well established friendship with each other, the scene would have been better placed and it could have served some kind of romantic or comedic purpose because it would have been a bit more playful in context. But when you have a limited connection with someone, a reaction that over the top is a bit awkward because who realistically acts like this with someone they barely know? Which is a real shame because outside of this staircase scene and the 2 boob back gimmicks, the rest of the episode was pretty solid. The little photo shoot that they had in the beginning was cute. The event had a very chill vibe to it, very relaxed, and the conversation that they had on the train was a real genuine connection point between the 2 of them. So all 3 of those were good to see. The big moment of the episode was Gojo telling Kitagawa that she was beautiful, and that's supposed to be the highlight of the episode, but for me, it didn't really hit. Back in episode 3, when Gojo and Kitagawa were shopping for the supplies for the cosplay, he ended up calling a collection of wigs beautiful, and I thought that seemed a little strange, so I went to 3 other anime sites to see if they all said the same thing, and they did. So the fact that I know that the Hina dolls have a very special connection to him, so the wigs are connected to the dolls, but the fact that he specifically called this collection of wigs beautiful when the word is supposed to mean a lot to him, I thought that was a little weak and took away from the confession on the train. As for episode 6, I definitely thought that it was better than episode 5. A couple of the highlights for me was Gojo and Grandpa talking shop when it came to the dresses. It was a pretty minor background conversation, but anything technical that we get on the Hin dolls or the dress cosplay portion is a pretty cool thing to see. And we learned what Kitagawa meant when she said that she knew how to cook, which is she just knew how to microwave frozen convenience store meals, which was a really great comedic moment in the episode. Kitagawa's love-struck exuberance during the episode was fine to me. I didn't really like it or hate it. However, when she was on the train and having that inner dialogue with herself, that part was interesting to me because of her thoughts on the nothing inappropriate comment that Gojo made. Kitagawa saying, "What if we did, though?" puts the idea out there as setup. And since it's the first time that the idea of sex has been mentioned this intimately, I did start to wonder how exactly did she get into a Rouge and whether she's had any partners in the past. So that scene just gives you something to think about for the future. The next big section of the episode was the introduction of Juju, which is the first time we get to meet someone from the opening. I didn't really care about the bathroom moment that she had. It was just fine to me. When Kitagawa came over, I thought the episode really picked up, and the funniest part in the whole episode was when the three of them started talking about the Princess Lily anime. The entire thing was ridiculous. That stat about how popular it was among adult males was pretty perfect. And I thought that their depiction of how crazy hardcore fans can be when it comes to pairings was pretty spot on. At the end of this conversation, we see Kitagawa express her desire to only cosplay as characters that she can accurately imitate, and it'd be interesting to find out how common this belief is in the cosplaying world. We see Juju say that Kitagawa is the kind of cosplayer that she admires for this belief, but that doesn't say anything about how common this belief is. The last thing I'll say about Juju, and also the last thing I'll say about the overall episode, was this little piece of dialogue that she said at the end, where she said she'll send Gojo her sizes for the cosplay. And that line just brought me back to episode 2 and how stupid the story made Kitagawa look with the measurements. So it's nice seeing some sort of confirmation that they didn't have to go that route if they really wanted Kitagawa to give Gojo her measurements. So that's it for this video on episodes 5 and 6. I'll be doing 7 and 8 when they come out. So just watch out for those. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you all next time.